Hey guys, so in this video I want to show you proper brushing and getting through all of those, getting to all of those areas where mats like to hide, and also helping you to keep your dog calm while you're doing it. And I know my dogs are seeming to be very calm, but you can also see by Maddie's face, she's not happy. She knows what's about to happen. She doesn't enjoy brushing, but she's being a very good girl. Hey, Chopper hanging out here. Say hello. Okay, it's early yet. They're tired. They haven't had their coffee. Alright, so the stuff that I have with me, like I said in my last video, I have a pin brush. I did used to have a slicker brush, and that's the one with the finer metal teeth that that are more flexible and can help to break down those mats. I did have one of those. I broke it, so this is all I've got left. But this actually works really well to get through the mats as well. And there's also there's actually a couple different kinds of slicker brushes. Oh my goodness, I can talk. There is this one that actually Ann introduced me to when I started working with her, and I was like, this doesn't seem like it's going to work, but it actually is phenomenal. I love it. There's actually a slicker brush that is it has a rubber head instead of the plastic, so it actually is flexible, so as you're brushing through, it actually bends and curves with the body and also with the mats. And it doesn't seem like it's actually working, but it does. It's weird, but it's awesome. So if you have trouble with some larger mats and your dog is being very fidgety for you, I would look into getting one of those. It really does work magic. It's cool. Alright, so we're going to get started on Maddie. So like I said, I have my pin brush. And then I also have my combs. This one, this pretty one, I got with my set of shears that I ordered online for grooming. And then this I actually got from PetSmart. This is just a regular steel comb. It is very durable. This is the Andis brand. You can just get it at PetSmart. They also have some cheaper options for that as well. I think this was only like $13 though. You can also use just a regular plastic comb. So, you know, whatever is best for you. The plastic comb can end up breaking into their coat. So I think this actually works better. But what I also have is some detangler spray. Now this I got from that fish place. It works okay, but the nice thing about it is it smells so good. This is the lavender scent. There are also other options on Amazon, and if I can, I'll leave a couple links for some of these products in the description of the video. So if you have trouble with tangles, this is a good option to help with brushing out your dog. So you can find some sort of detangler spray and kind of work through the mats that way. Also, your dog will smell fantastic. So, I mean, it's a win-win either way, isn't it? So, Chopper, you're going to have to move, buddy. Go on, scooch. Thank you, baby. Thank you. Alright, so what I like to do when I'm brushing Maddie's, I like to do it when I am sitting down, like watching TV or something. Just so that I can spend some time just kind of cuddling her, making sure she knows this isn't the end of the world like she likes to act like it is. It's not the end of the world. It isn't. But, honey, stop trying to run away. What I like to do is start with her on her side. And again, not all dogs like this. So, you've got to work with your dog however it works for you. Maddie, stop. Relax. Thank you. Stay. Alright, and the first thing you want to do is just go over, especially the ears and the tail, where the hair is typically longer. You just want to go over with the pin brush. Alright, fine. And she doesn't want to stay on her side, so I'm going to let her do what she wants as long as I can get to the areas that I need to. So for right now, I'm just going to use this to brush her out. I usually start on one side, brush, and then comb, and then switch to the other side. Now, I know her hair does not look that long, because like I said in my last video, I had groomed her just before the quarantine was put into place. But you can never brush too early. Seriously. If your dog just got a shave down and your dog does not like to be brushed, that is actually the best time to work on training and brushing them. You take your slicker brush or pin brush, or even just the comb, and just go over them, just very lightly over this, like, whatever hair is there, over the skin, and give them lots of praise, give them lots of love. It's not pulling, it's the sensation of brushing without the pulling, and you practice that every few days, once a week even, while their hair is still growing back. That will help with brushing in the future. So just give them lots of praise. Give them treats. If you have a special treat for brushing, like her favorite is pepperonis, which I don't give them that often because they're not that healthy, but it's kind of like bacon for them. And so I'll use that to train on things that I need her to cooperate on. Are you hoping to run away? Yeah, don't. All right, Maddie. All right, if you want to stand, you're just going to have to do it this way. Or no, we're not going to stand. We're going to lay down. Come on. Oh, there we go. There we go. Come on, lay down. Relax. Relax. Okay. All right, so I've very quickly brushed out with the pin brush on one side of her. Now I'm going to take the comb over those areas and do the same thing with the comb, but I'm going to make sure that there's no matting at all, especially here behind the ears if I can. All right, Maddie, I know you're being moved all over the place and it's uncomfortable. So right here behind the ear, this is an area where matting will happen. Usually we find I've found huge skin tight mats behind the ears when I'm grooming. So the best thing you can do is when you're, Maddie, stay. You're combing out the ear, and then pull the ear forward and comb. If you can see what I'm doing, comb right behind the ear and down the neck. Ooh, and let her shake it out. It's not super comfortable, but you want to get all that space behind the ear. And then, all right. Now I'm also in the description going to hopefully put a picture of that diagram that shared on our Facebook. That is showing where the priority areas are. That's where more matting happens. So that is under the neck, and then under the belly, and on the legs, and on the tail, all of those areas where matting is bad. You want to make sure, if your dog is really difficult for brushing, you brush there first. All right, I know you want to run away. You want to run away, but you're not going to. It's being a little more ornery this morning because we haven't even gotten our WALK done yet. I can't say that word out loud. So if you have a high energy dog that is wanting to run away, do this after a stroll, a saunter, a word that I cannot say because the dogs know that word. So do it after that when your dog is nice and tired, kind of do some cuddling and start brushing. It doesn't take much. All right, so Maddie, you stay please. So another area you want to watch for is the armpits right here. Don't worry, this doesn't hurt her. She's being very cooperative. She's not resisting this. If she starts resisting, it's probably because it hurts. So you just want to be careful when moving their arm around. But right in here, this space is all where matting becomes very severe. So you want to be able to get your comb, I know. And she's had mats in here before, so she kind of has some PTSD from this. Stop. So you just want to take your comb or your brush and get in that area. Make sure you get all of it. And then down the back of her shoulder blade, right here as well. And make sure you get all those areas, because those areas do get a lot of matting. And you want to make sure you get combed all the way down to her toes. All the way. Alright. Sorry, man, we're going to scooch you a little bit. Stay. Another area we're going to work on is her back end. And again, I have her on her side. She's now relaxed. She now has succumbed to, or submitted to my authority. She knows that she's not going to get away from me, so she's starting to relax a little bit. So you want to make sure you get, sorry Maddie, you stay. Okay, fine. You stand for a second. You want to make sure you're getting this area too, because in here, this is almost like another armpit, if you will. In this area, a lot of matting can happen, and so you want to make sure that is well combed out. So we're going to take our comb through there. And then, alright. And then also, same as the front, we want to make sure we comb all the way down the leg and just all around the leg. The legs are really where most of the matting happens. So you want to make sure that space is well taken care of. Okay. Stay. Stay. Alright. So I'm just going to go over it quick. Again, combing all the way down to the toes. Because matting happens in the toes. You know how many mats I find between toes? And that's fun to get out. So, just, you gotta do what you gotta do for your fur babies. Combing from head to toe. Alright. And then, of course, we are going to comb out the tail. That's like their human hair. This is their, oh, what's the word I'm looking for? Their crowning glory, almost. That's what I'm trying to say, I think. I don't know. I'm probably just going to edit this part out. But if I don't, there's a fun little moment of my brain not working and words not coming. Alright, Maddie. Okay, so those are some areas that you want to focus on when combing out. So like I said, go over with a pin brush and a slicker brush as much as you possibly can. If your dog is really, really fidgety, like Maddie is very mildly fidgety, thankfully. But again, it took a lot of training to get to this point. So don't be discouraged. You can get there. It just takes a lot of patience and work and boredom, really. When you're bored, work on brushing your dog. But if your dog is very fidgety, I would suggest just focusing on one area at a time. Like, maybe start with your dog on their side, and you're just loving on them, petting them, snuggling them, and then just take the brush and just do quick little motions on the leg. Just start with one of the front legs. They might look funny because one side's fluffy and one side might not be, but just a little bit at a time. Just get all the mats out, comb that side out, and then you're done with that leg. Move on to the next leg. If the dog is not being tolerant, give them some time. Do some playtime with them. Then give them a treat to bring them back in, and then start working on it. I mean, right now, guys, we have all the time in the world, don't we? It's quarantine, so it's a good time to work on some extra things. I know I have some extra things I need to work on and have been putting off, but this is human nature. We put things off, don't we? Alright, the last area we need to work on is the face, because that is a very important area to comb out. So Maddie, darling, no, you're not running away. You're not free. Alright, I'm going to try to do this with her facing the camera. We'll see how this goes. Alright. Say hello. Alright. As I showed you in the first video, we do want to make sure that the top of the head is combed out. And you see, I'm just using the comb now because, like I said, her hair's not that long. I haven't had to do a whole lot with her, so I'm just using my comb right now. But again, pin brush first, slicker brush first, and then go back over with the comb if you need to. It's all depending on what you've got. Now I'm trying to hold on to her chin like I showed you in that first video, so that I can get all the spaces around her face. So I want to get this side of her face. Sorry, this is hard to like watch what I'm doing in the camera. But you want to make sure, stop, you're getting everything. So you're getting all the way up to the ears. And everything. See, this should be relaxing, baby. And I'm going to comb out her little mustache area. Alright, come here. And then, you also want to get this area here. This is also where a lot of mats form. And what you can do is, I'm just holding on to the edge of her chin, that hair right there. And she doesn't like it, she might resist, but we're going to go for it. And just drop. Yeah. And just combing that area out. Okay? Now there is one more thing I want to show you about brushing out the face. Because, excuse me, I need to show your face to the camera. Are you ready for your close-up? Alright. So, under here, you can kind of see she's got some hair curled under. That, for how long her hair is right now, it's not a huge deal. I could trim some of that. But if it gets tangled in there and it collects food and it gets really gross and it rests on the teeth, it can cause problems. So what you want to do is you actually lift the lip with the comb very gently. You can just get that hair out. If there are mats in there, if you are able to trim them out safely, do it. If not, just try working on it with the pin brush. You might have to go down this way for a while before you can get up into the lip. But that is just a good tip to make sure that there's no hair tangling inside their mouth as it gets longer. So, I hope this is helpful. I feel like I rambled a lot. In my defense, I have not had my coffee yet, and my man is in there making some breakfast, so it's early yet. Excuse me. And so, yeah, I might have been a little bit rambly there. But hopefully that was helpful. And yeah, put your questions in the comments below.